Whether you ride an adventure bike, an enduro bike or a dual sports bike, eventually you're going to end up on a track like this. After all, that's why we bought the bike. They can handle this, can't they? The only problem is that these sort of tracks take a toll on the bike. And of course sometimes we fall down. I often find that after a few step-offs and riding down some of these pretty tough tracks, I find that the indicators are snapped off and my number plate is either broken in half or completely lost. Unfortunately, when you have to ride home, you do need to have a number plate and indicators. And if you get stopped, you can end up with a huge fine. I think it's about $1,200 for not having a number plate, or having a number plate that's dirty or obscured. And no indicators is a yellow sticker, so big problems. And you know, every person here has had a problem with their number plate and indicators. Apparently some people attach their number plate to their backpack, but unfortunately that's not really a good solution either, and certainly not legal. The big question is, how do you stop it from happening? I know there's a lot of people who say that the number plates are not fit for purpose, and that certainly seems to be the case. Unfortunately, it's not a usable excuse. Off-road bikes are easy pickings for the police. There's always something wrong. When you inevitably break off your plate or lose it, you can stand in line for an hour and a half to get a new one and pay $27 for the privilege. And it's easily possible to find that your new number plate after one ride is broken in half or lost completely again. Who actually makes the number plates? I haven't seen any that are any good. Do they really make number plates at the prison? If they don't, maybe they should. The only way to get these flimsy number plates to have any life expectancy at all is to reinforce them. Some people attach thick aluminium plate. Anyway, this is what I do. I give the new number plate a really good wire brush and then a sand down so that it's a good surface for adhesive, and then I mix up some epoxy resin. I use and recommend the slow hardener. And the way the epoxy is mixed, it's by weight at a 5-to-1 ratio. Some car chassis are actually bonded with epoxy resin. You need to make sure that the number plate is well sanded so that the epoxy will bond to it. I'm going to bond this number plate with Kevlar. It's quite difficult to cut with a pair of scissors and is also reputed to be bulletproof. I've taped off the edges and I'm now coating the number plate with the resin. After the first coat of epoxy, I apply some light cloth which is dampened into the number plate. And then the next step is to bond the Kevlar to it, and this is the finished item. And this process really does strengthen up this plate. I think it's even stronger than putting an aluminium plate behind it, and still keeps it quite light. And now for the indicators. Generally, front indicators, no problems at all. However, particularly on my two-stroke, the indicator is right in front of the exhaust pipe. So I put it on new one day, and it melts down the next. These cheapy indicators, generally the rubber's not much good in them and they fall off. If they don't get broken off, they fall off within a week or two. And the brand new indicators, I've tried to make some silicone rubber, see if that helps any, but I've had no success with the silicone rubber either. It's very flexible. The only solution I've found that actually works and avoids the exhaust is to put these flat type amber clearance lights. Unfortunately, I don't think they're legal, but they certainly do the job.